Unpopular opinion. AI is not what them people promising it to be. Unfortunately, we've been fed a lot of lies and assumptions about what AI can do, can become, and how it will take over the world. But I think the most important part about AI is that it's always going to need the human existence to be able to teach it, to guide it, to repair it, and sometimes to redirect it. And because of that, this is why it's never going to live up to the hype that people think. I'll give you a few options as to why I think this. Number one, Amazon actually eliminated a major group of like coders or developers or something like that because they executed some AI functionality that was supposed to be able to write code for them. And what ended up happening is nobody ever checked the code. And because they didn't check the code, it was doing something incorrectly. So now the AI tool then builds the code and somebody still has to go and double check it. So explain to me, how is that eliminating the need for human beings? This lie about people's positions being eliminated because of AI, it's bogus. And what businesses are trying to do is cover up the necessity of people by using computers, which is completely crazy and asinine. Another way, I just saw a video where they were at a college graduation. They were actually using an AI tool, a new AI tool that was supposed to be showing the announcer all the names of the graduates. A whole bunch of kids' names never got called. So then they had to go back to the old way of the kids either had to tell them their name or something like that. You know, back in my day, they used to give you a card. You give it to the people at graduation practice. They used to ask you the pronunciation of your name so they're not up there looking crazy saying your name anyway but the way you desire it to be. Now, I'll talk about it for myself. What I think AI can do in marketing environments is I think that it can, if it is possible, it could do scalable, repeatable tasks. Beyond that, a lot of the CRM systems that companies use have AI functionality in it. And what that AI tool is able to do is identify trends that can be opportunities for effective communication. So like the time that your audience is most engaged with your email communication, what type of communication gets the most engagement. You can do A/B testing in relation to like certain layouts of emails, certain subject lines of emails, contents of emails. You can have like dynamic content pieces in order to appeal to different segments. You send one email, you pretty much customize it, that type of thing. Okay, I understand that. However, AI is never going to be able to maintain the differentiating factor in value proposition development from a marketing perspective without everybody's value prop sounding like the same thing. Now, granted, what you can do is you can input all of your ideas into ChatGPT and tell it to build you out an end-to-end marketing campaign to establish up funnel increase in lead development, blah, 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 blah. But you have to tell it all of the factors to consider in order to be able to execute it. So in that regard, it just becomes a tool that makes some of the planning and research a little bit easier. Now, what do I use ChatGPT for the most in my marketing role is to quickly answer questions about Salesforce that I might not know off the top of my head that another person on my team may ask me, because they use Salesforce very differently than me. They're looking for data points and reports and things of that nature. And our Salesforce instance is set up very differently than most people's Salesforce instance. And so sometimes I just have to go there to ask those kinds of questions. And then also to understand like competitor research, just to understand like how do they segment their audiences and things like that. That's the kind of stuff that you can use ChatGPT for. But to think that AI is going to completely eliminate roles is crazy, because even if they train computers to do certain tasks, right, somebody has to manage the computer. Somebody has to train the computer. And that's going to be a continual process. I'm going to throw out this major assumption that the AI promises that were made in the last couple of years, I'm going to give it a 10-year maximum, 10 years or less from now. They're going to be doubling back on all the AI promises that they said before. While I do think that technology is progressing in a very positive and productive manner, I think that in order for us to be competitive, in order for the differentiating factor to continually exist, and in order for us as human beings to stay sharp in our areas of expertise, AI will never become what they think it will.